Welcome to ISE's Equity Index Weekly Outlook, a weekly outlook on ISE and other industry indexes, hosted by Patrick Ceresna, a derivative market specialist and investment manager with extensive expertise in options and the broader derivative markets. ISE trades options on more than 15 proprietary sector indexes, as well as broad-based indexes and a variety of licensed benchmarks. ISE continually enhances its trading systems and develops new index options products to provide investors with the best marketplace and investment tools to trade smarter.
Hello and welcome to the ISE Equity Index Outlook for October 4th, 2010. This is Patrick Ceresna. As always, we start off with a chart of the S&P 500 using that SPDR exchange traded fund symbol SPY. There's two particular areas that we're watching up above on the charts here. The first one is that the measured move off of that August low actually measures up about as high as the 116.50 area on the upside, and but there's also the highs that came in during the flash crash rebound, which also landed somewhere around that 117 area. These are the two upside targets that we're watching for where we anticipate this leg of the rally to go. When we hit some of these upside levels, or maybe even the upside levels that we've already hit, at some stage there should be another profit-taking cycle kicking in. It doesn't particularly make us bearish on the market, simply recognizing that the markets don't advance in any straight line. But as soon as that profit-taking cycle begins, and if it does begin this week, we would be looking for all that support to be holding around that 112, 113 area on the downside. If it does, then that will actually still support the idea of higher markets into the latter part of October. But again, we're just going to be watching where the overhead resistance becomes formidable up here. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE US Regional Banks Index, which is a symbol JLO. Here we saw that same August bottom and then subsequently this retracement higher into the zone. We've been seeing this sort of sideways consolidation into a flag here, which leaves the window open for the regional banks to attempt to break out. But so far, at least on Thursday and Friday, the rally attempts each time were distributed, which is an interesting thing, because usually when a flag like this breaks on the upside, if it's going to actually be a substantial one that would, let's say, have the strength to reach those previous highs, there should be an immediate strong breakout candle, and it doesn't usually let the bulls have a second shot at getting back in. So the fact that we keep stalling on an attempted breakout of the flag is at least indicating some sort of weakness here. So we're going to watch whether this can actually succeed. If it can never get above that 23 level area in this rally attempt, at that stage we'll be looking to see where and how low it can go for a retest backwards on the downside. Maybe the regional banks may first have to double bottom along that 20.5 to 21 area on the downside before really creating a longer term sustainable bottom. Nonetheless, we're going to want to see first of all here whether the bulls can actually break the 23 area on the upside to create that upside breakout. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE Index, which is a symbol SIN. This is an index of all the casino, tobacco, and distiller companies. We have, again, two things that we're watching on the upside. Number one, the measured move on the upside of the market is actually already complete, as this bottom end of the 118 area was at least the lower end shortened measured move. Really, at this juncture, though, if the whole market has another little leg higher, the this index may actually make that push up towards the 121 area. We're already seeing distribution. You can see the doji candles coming in here as there's an already distribution occurring up here. If the S&P goes through any one of these profit-taking cycles, then we probably will be expecting the index to do the same. But we'll be watching whether that 113 area will act as a support, or whether it'll be a fuller retracement that could see even the 110 to 112 area on the downside. Nonetheless, we're going to want to see first how far it goes on the upside. Next year, I want to take a look at the ISE Home Builders Index, which is a symbol RUF. Here we've had a double bottom put in place along these two lows, and subsequently the home builders have been trying to recover, but this 9.25 to 950 overhead resistance continues to be a formidable obstacle, as we've now spent the better part of 2 weeks testing this zone without the bulls being able to actually make any progress above it. Now, with that said, this could be an ascending triangle that, when if given a proper catalyst or some sort of proper news, we could find ourselves at the 10.5 area very quickly if there's some kind of that news or something that drives this point. But the longer it takes to make this break, the better likelihood that we may see another retracement lower and in what may end up being a sideways consolidation point, which would mean that we would return all the way to the bottom end of this consolidation. So we'll be watching whether or not the bulls can follow through with this and actually break it above 9.5. If they do, then we'll be trading the upside. Next year, I want to take a look at the ISE Natural Gas Index, which is symbol FUM. Here, that sideways consolidation we saw the other week has actually bullishly broken to the upside and leading to some follow-through that saw us come right up to the 100, 102 focal point, which is where the highs came in early August. Really, at this stage, that is quite the accomplishment, and we may have in fact seen a bottom on this natural gas index. But nonetheless, at this stage, we do expect this to act like an overhead resistance. So we're expecting there to be some sort of consolidation here. It doesn't necessarily have to be a full-out sell-off coming off this area, but if we spend a week or so consolidating and holding above that, let's say 96, 98 zones, and consolidate nicely above there, this could be the springboard which launches a move all the way up to this 108, 110 area. So nonetheless, it's positive that the market has made it up this high, and we now want to see the bulls actually contain profit-taking cycles for there to be continued bullish follow-through. Finally, I want to take a look at the ISE Mini FTSE 100 Index, which is a symbol UKX. Here we've seen the market work its way higher into the completion of a measured move, which off of this flag or wedge right here has an upside measured all the way up to about 570. So really at this stage we've already completed this move. Now we're getting this very sideways consolidation. Could be sort of like a horizontal triangle, could be sort of an ascending triangle. Nonetheless, if the whole market, including the S&P and the global markets, all decide to have one more leg higher, that could be, this consolidation would be enough to springboard a move to test the highs of the year up around that 580, 585 area on the upside. But again, if the whole market doesn't make a move, if the global markets don't make that move, then this consolidation could be a topping formation from which a lower leg moves. So what I would be watching for is first of all, the low of the consolidations around the 550, and then those previous highs during the summer were about that 540, 545. If we suddenly saw any reversal candles come here below 550 and subsequently sell through that support line, then at that stage we know that a bigger picture profit-taking cycle is underway. But if we just see it consolidating the zone and have any break above the 565 area, it should open the window for a completed move all the way up to 580. So really the theme of all of these markets is that they've spent about a week consolidating sideways, and we need to see the bulls or the bears make a move before we kind of go with the flow of the whole market. That was your ISE Equity Index Outlook. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For more information about Patrick Ceresna and to sign up for free index options trade alerts, visit www.optionsource.net. To learn more about ISE index options, visit us at www.ise.com/indexoptions.